enough to recap for a previously on Dungeons and Dragons.
Did we kill the camel riders? That's the whole thing that we did, by the way. This is my wrap up.
No, they brought us to, after we killed the giant scorpions, they brought us to their temple, which we figured would be on our way to the direction that we needed to head. But John rightfully said, that's like saying that you're going to make a pit stop on a major highway that has a population of 200. Like, nobody's going to know where this is.
Not at all what I said.
We know roughly where it is, but he was like, yeah, people aren't going to know where that is.
Okay, I'll be in a temple anytime soon or forever. So, okay, we killed the giant scorpion. Well,
and
first
I got
of all,
poison sack.
We left the oasis last time, and we got a cool compass that lets us get back there if we need to. Well, we had the compass, we just made it better. We got to ask the Sky Daddy about anything we wanted, and none of us remembered to ask where the fourth chorus piece is, so that's cool. I haven't thought about that all week. It hasn't haunted my dreams or nightmares. Yeah, and then we ended... Oh, we gave Filipino food her teardrop from heaven.
And she promised to let all of the people back into the city that wanted access to it, that didn't want to live out in the forest.
Correct. And then we left, and then Scorpion. We got scorped.
Pretty good. Yeah, we got scorped.
You got scorped.
We got to the village. Are we able to do a full rest?
We can pick all that up here. Does anybody remember the name of this temple and holy site?
Sure don't.
Anak.
Nope.
Medinet Habu.
That's the one.
Hey!
I wrote it down because I was trying to focus last week.
Bonus
I
points
was not
for
having a
Happy.
lot of experience.
Before we pick up the action, who's getting our inspiration token for today? I feel like there were a couple of outstanding performances last session, so I don't know that I could pick just one person.
Why don't you tell us who you think should have it, and then we will weigh, and why, and then we will weigh in.
Very clever. No, I won't be doing that.
Yeah, that's backwards. Hoppy, how was your fighting? Draco, what did you do, my littlest sweet little baby guy, man? It wasn't me. I wasn't there. I didn't do anything cool.
I failed more than I succeeded.
Okay, so not Mark. Got it.
I think we had several dozen crit fails.
Renan had some good crits.
Yeah, Renan.
After Michelle left.
Renan performed well in combat. Oni performed well in combat.
Draco tried all sorts of stuff that didn't work.
I do remember that. Did we do any talking last game? I know the one time before we did, but I don't remember, guys. I'm too old for remembering things, okay?
Hey, bye.
Whoever suggested that we find a way to come back here should get it. I mean, to go back to the Oasis.
That was me! I did that!
Yeah, that's what I was... Yeah, I think that was like a huge win for us, because...
Awesome.
Who knows when we want to go back to that temple and take more things.
Or just check in on our friends at the Oasis.
Just let us know when you've restocked.
That's exactly what I was thinking, not as the rogue. I don't want the shiny. I care about the people. I really only care about you guys. I don't know if you've caught on to that. Renan's morality is very questionable. She'll fuck fish people. What can I say?
There is that.
I say Oni. That's
Oni. Yeah.
Yay!
Did a good job.
Thanks, everyone.
I I have one other issue on the table still that I think is decided, but it's one of those like I'm looking for the consent of all that are governed. We have a gem of origination, the magic essence of fabrication left by Neat, the goddess of creation and fabrication, that will transform a mundane item into a magic item or further upgrade an already existing magic item into a god-touched weapon or god-touched item.
What happens if we do it on a god-touched item?
It becomes god or touched, god squared touched. The
Goddess touched.
goddess touched, bad touch. It becomes
Sounds
bad
like
touch.
Oni gets it.
I know that Amon had expressed an interest in upgrading his moonbow.
Yay!
That doesn't seem unreasonable to me, but since we tend to run these things like a democracy, I do need sort of everybody's buy-in on that.
Say it's Amon's turn for sure. Let him have it. If he wants it, give it to him.
Moonbow has helped us out quite a bit, so I second that motion.
Nice.
I'm good with it.
All right, Amon, I didn't have anything prepped yet because I wasn't not 100% sure that it was going to go your way, but before next session, I'll present you with a couple of options.
Sweet. Gracias, everybody.
Say
You
that.
owe us.
I'll touch your weapons, God, too.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
To tip. All right, Zach, you're done gardening.
Currently. Hopefully.
You follow the pilgrims who were coming to Medinet Habu to see the religious reliquaries here. The city itself is not nearly as impressive as the ruins of the temple that were here. As you walk into town, you can see the ornamentation everywhere directs to the goddess Bast. So feline figures are prominently featured here. It is a smaller town, probably no more than 100 permanent residents, although it is a mecca of sorts to people who are interested in seeing the burial spot of Ramesses. So there's a heavier population, but in terms of people who actually live here, that population is quite small. It is not difficult to find accommodations for the evening if you want to take a long rest, but they are Spartan. This is not an elaborate, wealthy place. It's more
Well, since we didn't
the devout come to worship.
Since we didn't long rest before we left the thing, I think we should probably do that. Because I'm down to 1 rage.
Yep. Are we sending a message to our ship guy? Well, we already told him in what general direction to head, right? We just didn't have specifics to provide.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just such a small town, though, that they weren't going to be able to easily find it.
But we found out the name of the bigger city in the area and sent them, right?
And that's where we're going to try to head.
From my understanding, we told Aladdin to fly east. Updated later with, we are at Medinet Habu. The largest major city is Ish.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll Google that and get directions.
Exactly.
Great.
Perfect. He's going to be well traveled by the time we're done with him.
Mm-hmm.
At least he can Google.
Go ahead and gain the benefits of a full rest. The inn here doesn't have posted rates. Instead, everything is Bast, in addition to fertility, is also the goddess of hospitality. And so there are trays everywhere for you to make donations in her name or honor, but technically speaking, the temple city makes available the minimums for survival to everyone for free. So there's, literally a pot to piss in, a bed, a roof, and water for anyone who wants it at no cost. But you are encouraged to make donations to Best.
Okay. We can make a donation.
You can.
I will donate.
Yeah, we will donate 20 gold.
Well, at least put in a couple coins each to earn, Bast's favor, if you will.
We do got the coupon, so we can use that.
I can also use my by popular demand and find a place to perform to try to endear us to the people here and see if we can.
Girl, we need to rest. You need to sleep. We ain't performing.
Oni never stops.
Done. I meant before we sleep, but okay, we're sleeping. We're just paying and sleeping.
Okay.
We're just paying and sleeping. Got it.
Just paying and sleeping.
How
It
many
is.
of us are there? Yeah, 20 seems more than generous.
Yeah, that you're significantly overpaying in a world of like rack rate. This is 500 or 600% above rack rate.
Good. Well, you're welcome. Let them know that Alea's flame is generous.
Mm-hmm.
And will love now, most likely.
In the morning, you are restored to full health and vigor. Any of the till end of day persistent conditions that are upon a character end, and everybody gets full hit points and access to their spells.
Huzzah!
And I am now God touched. What?
Where did you put that gem?
You'll never know.
No, she just found another person to hook up with, and he just happened to be a god.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
A little more
I
Greek
hooked
than
up with
Egyptian, but it
many
happens.
gods.
Just screaming, "Oh God," doesn't count.
All right.
So-
where are we?
In the
where are we
morning,
sleeping?
The
Yes.
common area is not full, but mostly full of patrons who have spent the night in the various rooms of this inn. There is a warm, sweet flatbread being served in the atrium for free, as are complimentary cups of water, which in a desert is a nice thing, a generous thing. There is a woman in a sheer white gauzy gown who is serving people but is silent. She has an entirely bald head and makes no noises whatsoever, but offers you some of the sweet flatbread and or a cup of water.
I will take whatever she's offering.
Based on my travels, would I recognize the bald head as being a part of any specific religion or ideology?
Make a religion check.
Oh,
So
ouch. So +5.
There are many sects that
no. I just
make.
wanted to see.
I just wanted to one up him.
I just needed to know.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Both of you recognize the removal of hair as like probably some kind of devout ritual meant to showcase your dedication or to eliminate any interference between God and your mind. It's not an uncommon belief. It's certainly not a popular one, but you've seen it before. It's not necessarily specific to any one religious sect. You don't know for sure, Amon, but there is an obvious. Something is obviously wrong with her face. Her lips are pursed together and covered in a wax seal. Either to prevent her from talking or perhaps to hide some kind of disfigurement. It is unclear to you, but the lips that you see are not human lips, but instead sort of like a waxy mold made to roughly approximate lips. Kind of looks like those like
Wax lips candies.
wax lips, yeah.
Dope.
Right
Can I
on.
eat them? Can I eat them? Do I eat them? No? Oh.
Bite her face off.
I mean, listen, we all have dreams.
Was not aware of how creepy some of them were.
Well, it was a risk I was willing to take.
Nice, there it is.
Boo.
You boo that! Fuck you, Zach.
Whilst you guys are enjoying your breakfast, one of the larger male guests of the inn calls over the attendant girl in the gauzy gown with the wax lips, and just in plain view of everybody begins groping her, and she makes little effort to resist it, but her body language is that she's not enjoying what's happening.
Oh, there's no way Oni's gonna stand for that.
So what's Oni gonna do?
Oni's gonna get herself involved. She's gonna move quickly and intercept the woman and put herself between the woman and the handsy people and say,
Look at Hoppy.
"You want to get
Looks like a
handsy?
dinner and a show.
I like to get handsy." And I'm gonna draw both of my swords.
The fat bearded man that was groping her looks at you, and with that weird curious inflection accent that is common here in the Circuit Sands, tells you that you are overdressed for the occasion.
I assure you, you won't see me with a single piece of clothing off, you dirty man.
He turns his back to you, either because you've successfully intimidated him, or because he literally just doesn't care about you or what you have to say.
Alright, and then I'm gonna half turn, but I'm still battle stance ready to kick that gross guy's butt. And I'm gonna ask over my shoulder, "Are you alright?" to the lady.
There is no response, but she is loading up a tray to continue her offerings of sweet bread and water to the people in the tavern. Like I said, her shoulders are sort of sunk in, and she's got a slouching posture that doesn't really convey like confidence and happiness. But she doesn't speak at all to you.
I want to ask a bartender or something, just what this, if this is like, if the wax lips are a sign of like servitude or a religious, piousness, or I just want to ask, someone who works there if they know what's going on. Just mention we're not from this town, obviously.
The bartender, who's a middle-aged man with scars on both of his arms, tells you that she is in training to become a priestess of Bast, and one of the steps is to be 30 days without speaking a sound, to allow her time for introspection and reflection. She has to learn to communicate with the world without using her voice. And he says that the priestesses here are often taken advantage of because of their
silence.
Because of their reputation for being, hospitalists, people who are very
Hospitable.
giving and generous. There are people who will try to push that tenet of hospitality as far as it can possibly be understood to go. And the captain of the guard here is not terribly interested in mixing it up with every traveler that tries to grab some ass.
Mm-hmm.
He says that he would do his best to stop it if anything ever went too far, but it's just better not to rock the boat here.
Sounds like somebody needs to lay down the law here.
I know how to communicate without using my words.
No doubt. He asks you that if what he thinks is seeming inevitable to him, if whatever that's going to happen, if it could please happen outside. He's had to refurnish the inside twice this year already.
I mean,
As long as his patrons keep their hands to themselves, we shouldn't have a problem. But that's really on them. And you, as the establishment's operator.
Proprietor. Alright, guys, what are we
is there
doing?
anything we can do to make him actually stand up and stand for these people?
He seems sheepish and sort of in the rough place of, like, you get the sense that rules are not technically being broken. Like, maybe they're violating the spirit of a law, but not necessarily the letter of a law. And so he's not willing to put his neck out and risk his life, limb, or business for what is technically, the equivalent of like jaywalking, where yeah, you shouldn't do it, but nobody really gets in trouble for it. These priestesses of Bast are trained to be, not quite concubines, but
Abused.
the answer to that would be no. But this person in
Hospitable.
his mind is only skirting the line between what a good host might be willing to endure and not. And the fact that she's not standing up for herself seems like it's also a sticking point for him. Like,
Well, but she's not allowed to.
and thus you found the problem. While you guys are considering the weird sort of two minds legality of this place, there's a knock at the door, which is already open, and in it stands a very squarely shaped man. Which is to say that he is as wide as he is tall and as round as he is broad. Just like a giant barrel of a man. Not overly fat, just very, very big. And when he knocks, the whole room falls silent. This is a person who is apparently known to the people who live and work here. He looks at the group of you that have not grown silent or broken eye contact and asks, "You are the newcomers, yes? Those from other places, not known to the Circuit Sands."
Yeah, you could say that. What gave it away?
You speak oddly.
You speak oddly.
Enough of this silliness.
Hot
My
Kind of
mistress,
silliness you would.
Anissa, wishes to speak with you. Will you follow me?
Who
Who
is
dat?
Anissa?
Please say walk this way. Please say walk.
Walk this way. He explains that you are new here, so it is acceptable to be ignorant, but pay close attention. Anissa is the nomarch of Medinet. She rules here and is the chief priestess of Bast. She has questions for you, questions that will be answered.
I have
I'm
questions
down,
for
let's
her as
go.
well.
No, I'm gonna give everyone the look like let's feign that we're just like stupid. I'm gonna give them the look like play along. Cool, I like priestesses.
Okay.
Oh, we all know that.
I don't.
Alright, so
If you agree to follow, he introduces himself as Shoshank,
Show redemption.
and Shoshank says, "Walk this way."
so we walk like Egyptians.
Walk like an Egyptian.
What's
He.
What's his
go
name?
ahead.
Sorry.
I'll type it out.
Shawshank.
No. Shoshank is the dude. What's the priestess?
Nissa.
Anissa.
Thank you.
If you follow Shoshank, he leads you out of the inn, down the street. You pass the sacred site, the internment place of Ramses. You walk past a few shops, and here at the end of what would be the main street of this town, you can see the tallest building in the area is a temple to Bast. He leads you up through the statues of, dozens and dozens of large cats, through a small succulent garden and into the overarching area of the center of the temple. It's this sort of open air arch, looks more like a giant stone tent than anything else, and propped up on a litter that is currently placed on the floor without carriers is a beautiful priestess of Bast, who you infer is Anissa. As you approach with Shoshank, two large, slinking black panthers come out from behind the litter and just kind of lazily walk the steps to her left and right.
Absolutely. I'm obsessed with this bitch.
Hi, kitties.
Don't touch those kitties, okay, guy? Don't do that. Not these ones.
I could go up and introduce myself to the kitty.
You could.
I mean-
Just be
Let it smell your
careful.
hand.
Yeah,
be
maybe it will be
careful, okay,
very
bud?
endearing.
Just that's the way to be. Just feel the
I'm-
temperature in the room.
I'm going to cautiously approach the closest cat and put my hand out, see how it reacts.
Make an animal handling check, Hoppy. Everybody else can notice that Shoshank is following Hoppy, and as Hoppy approaches, the cat puts his hand on the hilt of his sword, but takes no aggressive action. Is more just like a guard doing guard things. But, we're good unless you do something dumb, in which case I'm going to do something dumb.
While Hoppy is doing that, I'll step up to. Did you say the dais? Is she on the dais? Oh
Yeah,
no, she's
like-
on the.
Like
I'll
a
step up.
large palanquin or litter that's just currently set on the stone altar.
Yeah, I'll step up and I'll say, Forgive my brother. He has a deep love for all animals. He's intrigued by your kitties.
He's special.
Many men are interested in my kitties.
I can see why they would be.
Yeah.
I can see why they would be. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rinnan, and these are my siblings.
Not by choice.
And you may have heard of us. We're also known as Alea's Flame.
She chuckles, looking past your shoulder, and asks if Elea is a god where you come from. She's never heard of such a
And
thing.
I'll just chuckle and say, no, we're the gods, babe.
Hoppy, while this is happening, the panther doesn't view you as a threatening person at all. It begins just surprisingly purring, not unlike a house cat, but in a way that is very loud and like physically palpable. You can feel the vibrations through its fur against your leg as it just kind of brushes up against you, and then gently starts gnawing on your fingers. Not aggressively biting, but just kind of like chew toying Hoppy's meat sausage hands.
Oh, dude, Hoppy's in heaven.
Yeah, I'm gonna get down and give him some loving. Not in that way, you pervs.
It gently sort of just pushes its face into the crook of your neck and under your armpit, sort of forcing your hands into positions where you have to scritch it.
I love this kitty. How cute.
The other one seems aloof and uninterested in people, but this one is all about Hoppy right now.
I'm gonna step away just for a sec.
She thanks you, Anissa. Thanks you all for agreeing to meet with her today. She understands that you are travelers from very far away, and she's never met anyone from quite so far. In fact, all of the pilgrims to Medinet Habu are local or known to her at least. You all speak so strangely and dress with garments she's unfamiliar with and champion deities she's not familiar with, and she would very much like to know all about you and where you've come from. Her experience with the large world is quite small.
We're champions of the ring. There's not much else to tell. We have a reputation fighting hard in the gladiator pits. We're just on our way to our next brawl, fight, arena, Catal. Use the words correctly, Michelle.
Catches the word and says, "Ooh, you have Catal where you are from."
Everywhere has Catal, my gal. Everywhere has Catal.
So it would seem. He says that Medinet Habu does not have a pit, and has never had a pit, but the great city of Ish is well known for its grand arena.
Where's Ish?
Ish is 5 miles east of here. She says that Medinet Habu is famous for it being the resting place of Ramses. However, it is also the waypoint for people to rest and recover before making the 5-day trip to Ish, which is probably the largest city in this region. It is the literal Mecca in a desert. So while she is proud of her temple to Bast and of its being the resting place of former Pharaoh Ramses, it is also just sort of the last waypoint because the vast desert, the wastes between here and Ish are perilous and long, and this is the last food and water sign for 60 miles.
But you said the Ish is only 5 miles away.
I think I said miles, I meant days. It's a 5-day trek.
Okay.
Well, as much fun as that sounds, we really wish to be on our way. We've been traveling long and we're ready to go home.
She says that if you wish to leave, by all means do so. All that come here are free to do as they wish. She understood from her guard, Shoshenk, that perhaps you were familiar with the exchange.
What exchange?
I exchange pets with a kitty.
Very good. It's been a while since we've been in a large city, but there is a
exchange board.
Yeah, right.
There's
a network of people who
got it.
That has only ever happened in your experience in the kingdom of Amon-Ra, since the exchange is largely funded by the Hand of Pharaoh that offers money to help enforce his laws and will throughout the region where he himself cannot be available. But if you're interested, and this continues to explain that long ago they found a traveler who was a member of the exchange, and that Shoshenk now is keeper of his legacy, and that they offer
is very loud.
exchange opportunities to travelers who come through, travelers of a certain bearing. She thinks you might be such heroes. Just now, with so many tourists coming and the celebration of Bast Day nearly upon us, there's much work to do and very few hands to do it.
Who do you want us to kill?
It's not always people.
Jesus, Poppy. If it's labor you seek, then it's funds that we require.
In an almost flirtatious way, she asks how you would prefer to be compensated.
Oh.
Are you asking me? Or
I come forward and move Ren out of the way. There's many options.
You meant Scanlan? Just kidding. You meant Draco?
I would like a cat.
Yeah, so I'll say I can't speak for the group, but I'm definitely down for anything. I'll say, yeah, and then I'll say, what would you guys prefer?
Drew needs a friend. We will name him Mr. Fluffy.
Wow.
He tells you that while she's willing to agree to almost anything, again making unbroken eye contact with Renan,
I'm down here though.
Oo and Ku are not for sale, nor shall they ever leave her side.
Do you have any? Do you have other panthers? Do you have other kitties?
This is a temple of Bast. There are no shortage of cats.
Well, we would
I am specifically looking for a panther.
Well, let's see what some of the quests are.
He says that perhaps in the fullness of time you'll find one.
All right. Well, I guess I'll work for cash then.
She pouts a little bit, looking at Renan, hoping maybe that would have gone a different way.
What the shit is that? Oh, thank you. Sorry.
These are the crude exchange board imitations that Shoshenk has been able to create. She goes on to explain that there is no, her coffers are full at the moment. What she really needs is help with these issues.
Oh, we've already addressed some of your scorpions issues.
Because it's already been a very rough season. Normally the summer's heat brings them out, but we're already well into fall and still they roam the desert. I would love to find the source of them and have them exterminated. Many more attacks, and people might consider bypassing Medinet Habu altogether and choosing a different route to Ish. That would be the death of this city. That simply can't happen. So Shoshenk's job is to appraise new people to the temple, and he said that you had the bearing potentially of great heroes, which is why she's offering you these tasks.
We are good at killing giant scorpions. We already killed a couple of them. We even have a poison sac. Do you have a specific location that we need to clear out?
She says part of the problem is that the wastes are broad and vast. If she knew exactly where they were, they would not still be a problem.
So eliminate this hazard. That's a sneaky way of putting it, so you'll never have to pay. Very, very sneaky.
Yeah, so if you can't tell us where they're generally at or give us a number to kill, not really something we could do, because you're just going to keep saying no, you didn't get them all.
Well, if you could bring me the head of the largest one you can find, or 10 horse-sized ones, any dent we could make in their population would be helpful. I expected you to be a man of action, not a man of quibbling over costs. I have many merchants who quibble.
Well, our time is valuable, and your needs
And we want to go
are
to
not
Ish anyway,
ours.
so
We got the Pilgrims journey we could do.
yeah. But I mean, if we're gonna do we can take care of the scorpions, no problem. But if I don't want to be in an unending battle with scorpions for the rest of my life, we need to get to Ish. That would be the best way to go.
She tells you that if you are not interested in helping her, she understands completely. Every traveler must be on the road in their own time and place. He just thought that you could help one another. She was mistaken.
Guys, do you want to kill a whole bunch of scorpions? I'm okay with 10 horse-sized scorpions.
Yeah, we do that.
How about we arrange to kill whatever scorpions we encounter on our way to Ish, and we send them back with one of her emissaries. She'll still need to make good on the payment, but I don't want to go in the wrong direction, and we should continue to move forward since we have some primary goals.
I'm good with that.
You'd like a person to follow you 5 days travel into the desert while you kill scorpions, and then bring scorpion heads by himself or herself back through the desert alone?
Does she
Well,
not
How are we?
have
And then
emissaries
how are
in
we going to
Ish?
get payment?
Yeah,
Our
so we'll have to come
airship
back anyway.
We'll just swing by and pick it up.
True.
It won't be 5 days
that's
by
actually-
airship, is it?
Probably shorter than that, yeah.
That seems like it could work out. We don't even need to necessarily bring her with us, or bring the person with us. We could just grab the heads, and then on our way, once we get to the airship, we can drop it.
You do enjoy
drop
carrying
by.
heads yourself, don't you? Body parts.
I mean, I have some scorpion legs for the clam bake later. So,
All right. Is the plan then to just sit here in town for up to a week, as long as it takes Aladdin to find you guys, and then fly out to Ish?
No,
no, I was
plan is to make the
gonna
journey
do the
to
Pilgrims
Ish
journey.
and fight scorpions along the way.
Okay.
And bring the proof of death with us so that we can return it for the gold. I think if that works for everybody.
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
Renan made an observation that is worth at least repeating.
What was that?
If you're successful, how do you get paid?
We're gonna fly our airship
on the
back.
airship.
Okay. Nissa says that she would be grateful for any help you can offer, but does claim that your brokering of a deal is quite odd.
We're quite out of a group.
We got
Just
places
to
to be.
clarify, so are we waiting for the airship, or are we
No.
gonna
We're
try and
walking.
go and come back before the airship gets to us?
The airship's going to meet us hopefully in Ish.
Yeah, we're gonna take the Pilgrims to Ish, and we're gonna attempt to kill scorpions along the way.
Scorpions on
If
the
we,
way. Okay.
yeah, if we don't get enough scorpions, then we'll call it good. Or
That's
we-
5 days
we
travel
don't
in
come back.
itself.
Yep.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right. Do you have any interest in Ramsey's tomb or any of the shops here in town, or are you excited and interested in just getting out and finding some pilgrims to escort?
I want to check out Ramsey's tomb. I like some history. It's a proficiency, if you might.
And I will join.
I would like to look at the shops.
Before we leave, I'm going to ask her how she can think so little of her priestesses in training that she allows them to be treated the way they are in the tavern.
Oh, good point.
Why would I want to do her any favors if this is how she treats the people who serve her?
She says that none of the priestesses serve her; they serve Bast.
Well, then
Why
Bast
doesn't she protect them?
is a right dick if this is how he wants his people to be treated.
Bast is a she.
Girls can be dicks.
That is
True
true.
that.
That has been my experience.
That is not gender
I also,
specific.
just while we're here and talking with, the high priestess, I want to just ask if she knows anything about the legacy of Horus.
She does not know specifically what you're referring to. She knows of the god Horus, and she thinks you're talking about his great deeds, that his legacy is that of a protector of all of the common men of Geb.
Okay,
But beyond that, doesn't know.
cool. Figured you were. No, I'm not going to say anything.
Oni, to your targeted comment, she says that the women who wish to become priestesses of Bast choose this lifestyle for themselves, none are forced into it, and Bast requires these rites to prove worthiness, that only the strong survive, that only the capable ascend. That is Bast's wish.
And Bast's wish is to allow these mouth-breathing jackasses to be disrespectful to other people.
You did not just use mouth breathers as an insult. I fucking love you. Mouth breathing heathens. Love it.
She tells you that it was not long into her own journey through priesthood that she found her claws, and says that every priestess of Bast must find that moment and must find that strength within herself. None can teach you how to stand up for yourself. You must find that inner strength on your own. That is Bast's journey.
That is a good point.
It's a test, but it's a fucked up test, and we should let them endure so that they can find their claws. It's part of their process.
You'll find that my claws are plenty sharp, and I will defend those who aren't able to defend themselves. for as long as I am here. So I think it's in your best interest that we move along quickly.
But
She doesn't
or
note that
can't,
you're
Tony.
strong. She just says that if you defend a kitten for too long, it will never learn how to develop the survival instincts it needs later in life. If you fight all of its fights for it, then you must be here always to defend it. And if you can't be always here to defend it, then it needs to learn how to survive on its own.
You're
It's
gonna
a
leave it
cruel
vulnerable.
but true way of how the world works.
And strength looks different on different people.
He does comment that strength looks amazing on you.
Hey,
Me?
okay. We should move along here.
Yeah, I'm turning around and walking away.
Bye, kitty.
Okay. She actually has to call Ku back to heal because it kind of just follows Hoppy, slinking in his shadow.
That's so sad. Poppy, that kitty loved you too.
I know.
Before we leave, I just want to ask if there are any specific, almost like someone asking a local, the sights to see, but about the temple, like anything, any cool stuff to look for, that kind of stuff.
No, the two primary things. The big celebration of Bast Day that's coming up in a few days is a regional sight to behold. It's an impressive celebration and a lot of fun. In terms of sights to see here, the Tomb of Ramses is the draw, but locally the apothecary is one of the best in the areas. And then you've already met Anissa.
All right. You guys hear that? They have the best apothecary in probably the area, which is the only apothecary in the area.
To the apothecary.
Do you also
Jacob.
have the worst blacksmith in the area?
She tells you that she doesn't see color.
Boo, John. Boo.
Apothecary shop or the Tomb of Ramses?
I think the tomb. I was kidding. I don't think we need anything from the. I mean, is there cool shit? Yes. Yeah. You know what? Call me.
We should at least stick our nose in.
Just go
Yeah,
look.
I'm a curious kitty. I need to go.
Apothecary first.
Yes.
It is a cloistered building, a building that is far too small for the amount of things that are stored in it, and you can tell that over time, like, small additions have been built to the building. The ceiling has been raised artificially at least once, perhaps because of damage, perhaps because of size. And as you walk in the door and take in the full stock of everything that you see, you are greeted by a man in brilliant gold regalia and white silken cloths. He also wears a leopard's pelt around his waist and shoulder, and he notably has an eye patch. He's a middle-aged man who bids you welcome to Medinet Habu.
Hey, Patches, how's it going?
I am Carr. How may I be of service to you?
Just had to browse around, see what you had around.
He says that he has many items on special discount today. Meeting your gaze specifically, Draco, he says, perhaps I could interest you in some of our filter of love.
Oh, I don't need any help with that. Am I right?
His smile turns like just a flat, no emotion face.
Oh,
Do you have anything that would help us attract or kill scorpions?
He shows you what today's specials are, and asks you why on earth you would want to attract a scorpion.
we
They
got
make
to kill some.
good eating.
Ooh,
Potion of advantageous planning. What
don't
is
need
the
any of that.
potion? Tell me, Carr. What is the potion of advantageous planning?
He asks,
So you stick the junk in your trunk, and then it's always available for you.
I mean, that's not untrue. Within the context of a our metagame discussion, it is a potion that you drink preemptively, and any time in the next hour, you can choose to gain advantage on any single D20 contest.
Mm.
One, that's stupid. For 50 Gs, no.
No.
50 G's.
What
Now,
is
Titan
the...
strength, on
Yeah,
the other hand,
tell me about that.
He assesses each of you in turn and says, perhaps not valuable to all of you, but for some who don't already possess the strength of a Titan, this potion will make you quite strong. Perhaps even as strong as this one, pointing at Happy.
No one wants to smell that bad. No one.
I am quite swole.
Says the effects are potent, albeit them temporary.
So nothing for our quest to eat as many scorpions as possible?
He is very concerned with your desire to want to eat scorpion meat, as it is incredibly tough and flavorless, and if you rupture the poison sac during meat harvesting, will likely kill you. He's unsure why anyone would choose to want to do this.
I just assume they would be like crab legs.
He looks at the rest of the party. He's not terribly smart, is he?
You can say that.
We all just smile. Tell me, Car, do you have sandworms in these parts of the world?
We've not seen a great worm in Medinet Habu in many, many years. But I am aware of them.
So something like this is uncommon in your parts. So I'm going to pull out my sandworm scent sack that I still have in my bag and see if he wants to buy it.
Nice.
Oh my goodness, Ezekiel.
He tells you that it does smell quite profoundly, and asks what medicinal qualities it possesses.
I didn't go to the apothecary school, so I can only guess.
Fair enough. He tells you that he will offer you 5 gold for it.
I'll keep it. Thanks, though.
He's had a moment to think about it, and he thinks that there are a number of things that a scorpion would like. If you could harvest the pheromonal sac from a female scorpion, perhaps that would attract many, many other scorpions, either competing females for mates or a bunch of horny male scorpions to you. Were that really your desire? He says also they are sometimes predators of opportunity and will often eat eggs, so if you could find anything that is born in an ovum, that might attract. He says honestly, he has never considered ways you would want to bring scorpions down upon you. In this area, they are quite hazardous.
We're just trying to kill them to get rid of or to help out. Is there do you have any poison or anything that would work on them? Any traps, anything like that?
Traps are not a thing he generally pervades.
I meant like poison bait, something like that.
The problem with them is that they are so large and stout, poison is not often effective against something like that. He does tell you that he sells antitoxin.
I don't plan on getting hit, so...
Few do plan on being stung, however, once you are.
How much is the antivenom?
He sells vials of antitoxin for 10 gold apiece.
We should probably get at least a couple of those.
Yeah, at least 2.
Agreed.
I have 2 vials of acid and 3 jars of crushed black powder. I'd like to lay them on the table and say, these are yours, but I require some potions of greater healing.
And what are you offering him?
Whatever the 2 vials of acid is, and the 3 jars of crushed black powder.
Is that the residuum, or is that the Black Lotus powder?
That's a great question. Oh, I don't want to give him
I
the
think
black
that's
lotus powder.
I think that's the black lotus powder.
Never mind. But I'll definitely give him some acid.
Remember that you are no longer in the kingdom of Amon-Ra.
So it's no longer illegal?
Well, we don't know.
Oh.
I guess is all I'm saying. Is definitely a controlled substance where you guys were from, but who knows here?
Right, but it's a drug, and I don't necessarily want to give this guy a drug and then have him be crazy about the drugs.
But he's a
Reefer
drug
madness.
dealer.
John, I have a chest of belongings in my inventory. Do you recall what that is?
I do not, based on that title. Is there any other note to it? A chest of belongings?
Yeah, I think it had to do with when we killed the guy in the sewer, the big bad. There was a chest of stuff in the side room.
Yes. I can find that.
We never went through it, so I was just checking my inventory. Sorry. I was wondering if we could sell anything in there.
Okay. The mildew footlocker from the sewer where you guys dealt battle with the brain sucker elder god
Yep.
contained all of the belongings of over 100 people that were not easily disposable. If it was organic, like, fibery clothes, they went in the bin. But everything else went in the footlocker. So these are earrings, jewelry, coins. If you want just a total value of someone who is willing to buy the entire lot, there's almost 249 gold. Sorry, exactly 249 gold worth of stuff. But it's a footlocker full of junk, so you would need someone interested in buying, every ring and every earring at that price point.
Okay. I don't suppose Carr is interested, is he?
He tells you he does not normally deal in
Junk.
but he'll take a look at it if you wish.
Maybe we could barter. Maybe we could trade for a couple of healing potions or something.
He does sometimes get looky-loos in the shop who are not interested in his apothecary goods, but perhaps if he had beauties and baubles on his desk here, he could sell those to some pilgrims, especially pilgrims with wives.
I kind of feel bad. We probably should have left it with Lillipillipi, but
Tells you that the designs on some of these bits of jewelry are very unusual. Where do they come from?
Uranus.
Up your butt.
Come from? Where do they go? Cotton Eye Joe?
We came from a long way away, and a galaxy far, far away.
He tells you that without any kind of specific provenance that he could tell his guests and tourists, he'd be willing to offer you...
They come from Beiju. They're from Beiju.
He doesn't know this word. Is this a place?
Yes, Beiju.
Is it a famous place?
I'm going to pull out the... Yes, it's very famous. It has the prestigious... This is where I need your guys' help.
Oh, I know the answer.
Oh, I know you know. Come on, you guys.
The prestigious the city or
No, it's the thing that we conquered. Oh my god.
oh, the trials.
Yes, but that's not what it was called.
Then let me.
Are you're talking about in Beiju?
Yes, the first time we something approving or something.
Vault approving?
Oh, the vault approving. Thanks, John. Damn it.
You got approving. That was impressive.
I was getting down there.
As you weave a tale about the rich cultural history of Beiju, including the Vault of Proving and the Omniprex Military Academy, I'd like Renan to make a persuasion check to try to really sell Carr on what a good deal he could potentially be getting by trading or buying this box of Beijuian goods.
Oh my god, Zeke. I
Sorry,
can
I
get
keep
less
forgetting
than
to
a
mute.
10. So that's actually an 11. I can't roll less than a 10, so that's an 11.
Okay. He tells you that it will take him a long time to sell all of these things piecemeal, and acknowledging that he has to assume you're being honest with him, although you may not be, and that's a risk he'd have to take. And that they take up a lot of space on his very, very, very cluttered desktop here. He'd be willing to pay you 100 gold in cash right now, or he would trade you a single potion of greater healing in exchange for the chest of belongings.
Poppy?
It's not really weighing me down all that much, so if we want to hold on to it and hope for more, or see if there's like a trinket shop here, or we can take it to my friend and I can get some bling added to my Flava Flav medallion.
I tire of this. I'm giving you this acid because I don't want to carry it anymore, and I'm giving you 150 gold, and I'm taking a potion of greater healing, and we are leaving this place. Let's go, fam.
He thanks you for your business and mutters something about unpleasant women.
Yeah, well.
You need to smile more.
Oh, fuck off.
I'm just gonna turn around and raise one eyebrow and say, "You're prettier when you don't talk," and then walk out.
Okay.
Renan, as you not storm off, but as you abruptly leave this tiresome man's establishment, on the way out, there's a rack of glass vials. Most of them are empty, but there are a couple that have been filled. These seem to be of the antitoxin that he was talking about. They are just sitting on that rack outside the door, all by themselves. Yeah. So vulnerable, so alone.
You know what I do.
You're getting baited.
As you turn to start a scene, to make a noise, to call him a name, or whatever your distraction technique preferred methodology is, you deftly palm both full vials of antitoxin, and he doesn't seem to have noticed.
Bitch, fucking tell me I need to smile more, you cunt.
That's right.
You can add 1 potion of greater healing to our collective inventory and 2 vials of antitoxin.
Got it. And this is scorpion antitoxin, right?
For the purposes of D&D, they generally don't specify like species, just any kind of poisoned condition is treated by the antitoxin.
Oh my god, Caleb, you need to stay muted.
I keep forgetting. He's just chaos.
They're a little rambunctious today, yeah.
No, I mean, that's every day for us, but it's a lot to hear over comms. Okay. Away with it. To the temple.
To the temple of Pharaoh Ramses. It is plain and not as fancy as you were expecting for someone who was once a pharaoh. This harkens back to a time when all of this desert was a portion of the kingdom of Amon-Ra before the Great Sundering. Ramses was the third or fourth pharaoh in line before the Sundering happened. This temple has seen better days, but it is an important Mecca because something truly miraculous has happened with his body. For the hundreds of years he's been interred here in this sarcophagus, he's not aged. His body has not decayed a day. He looks as lively as he does now the day that he died. Still in
Creepy.
youth, in middle age, his goatee hair hasn't even grayed. There's no... It looks like a person who is sleeping. And the
Magic.
sarcophagus is left open to the natural light of day here through the skylight. The rest of the building around him has crumbled over hundreds of years as people come in and pay their respects to see this miracle. But he himself remains completely untouched by time and disease.
This
Sorry,
magic.
okay.
It's like he's a god or something.
If he was a god, he wouldn't have died, douche.
No, just
Whoosh.
gotta go to a different realm for a bit. That's all.
Wake him up, Draco.
You give him the kiss. You know you'll want to. You jump
No,
on
I
just about every other thing around here. Yeesh.
He's not quite my type.
The kitty cat.
Exactly. Now you got it. Okay, well, I would like to look around and see if I can figure out what the hell is happening here.
Their room is full of pilgrims who are praying here. Some are chanting soft prayers, others are sort of just quietly meditating, others just sitting and staring at the miracle of Ramses' untouched, undecayed body. I guess I don't know how you would like to investigate.
Is there magic happening? Like, I'd like to get close to see if there's, like, can I touch him? Is there something that will... That's probably a bad idea. I'd like to touch the butt, I think.
But there is nothing that physically stops you, although it is frowned upon based on what's written here. Sort of like do not cross the velvet ropes kind of thing, but really that wouldn't stop you if you were hell-bent on doing it. There's no guards posted here. There just seems to sort of be the general understanding that people respect this sacred site so much that none would do it. No one necessarily wants to go put their greasy palms on the Mona Lisa.
I dare you to lick it.
The sarcophagi to start.
It is stone cold and feels very, very old. Do you have the ability to cast detect magic?
I identify I don't have detect magic.
Okay.
But
you don't
Draco, you do, don't you?
Yeah, I ain't touching that.
You don't have to touch it to detect magic.
It's a guy that should look around you. There's clearly something going on right here.
Oh, Draco.
The common sense says there's magic here.
Yeah,
All
but
is
we're trying to
falling
figure
apart.
out what kind.
I'm
While
going
they're
to guess
arguing
divination.
about stuff, while they're arguing about stuff, I want to talk to Sari and see if she has anything that she wants to get done here. See what plan we can come up with to figure out where the next piece of the legacy is.
She's uncertain. She thinks that perhaps tomorrow at dawn we might try putting all three pieces together and seeing if she can commune with Horus as she has in the past. That might give us direction and purpose as to what's happening here. She's impressed by it and suspects it's some kind of ritual of repose, but it either doesn't interest her or doesn't concern her.
Cool. Kind of wish you would have mentioned that last night. Sorry, since it's mid morning now. Then we could
Watch
have done
the way
that
you talk to my
already.
sister. Watch the way you talk to my sister.
He
Just
does
saying,
comment
man.
that you wear an eye just as much as she does.
I give her an awesome look
Ay
of
ay
approval.
ay.
No, absolutely not.
Cool. That's the plan for that. Back to Draco and Renan arguing.
One of the pilgrims, Draco, asks you if you are a dwarf.
No. What kind of question is that?
They're exceedingly rare in our setting, and they are often found in places of religious significance. So it's a rude question, but not an entirely out of hand question.
I am a fire genasi. I am pretty awesome. And that one over there, that's Oni. She's an earth genasi. We are elements of the earth, beings of the earth, so to speak, or beings of the elements from earth and her.
I'm just
You know
gonna
what I'm saying.
Slightly flex my arms.
He asks if the gods made you this way.
You could say that. I do have the bod of a god, don't I? Ugh, I start flexing myself.
God. I'm absolutely humiliated by this exchange.
And then you have others that wish they could be as awesome as the two of us, such as that one over there, pointing at Renan.
Tired of this again. We've been traveling for too long. I've been in temples for too long.
And as you can see, she does nothing but whine constantly.
I'm going to go try to read the hieroglyphics on the walls, see if I can figure something out.
Yeah.
Renan, you can attempt a history check.
I'm going to also be like, hey, Amon, can't you do this? Fucking idiot.
Sorry, I was talking to Sorry instead of arguing. What do you want me to do?
Oh, no, I don't need you.
Renan, you feel like you have a surprising grasp of the ancient hieroglyphs. The ancient Coptic is normally more challenging for you to read, but maybe you've been spending enough time listening to your brother that some of it's rubbed off by accident, or maybe this is just a more simplistic, more clear message that's being conveyed here. The frescoes on the wall, the pictographs, depict the life, basically, of Ramses, his ascension to rule, a golden era for the kingdom of Amon-Ra under his august leadership, the prognostication that someone foresaw the coming of the Sundering, and perhaps even that he intentionally entered this state to protect himself so that one day he might be brought to serve again. This is kind of the same philosophy as the greatest pharaohs of old being mummified so that in times of great need they could be called again into service. The art here seems to make this seem on purpose, intentional, that Ramsay was either deliberately killed on purpose to be held in this sort of pseudo-life stasis till a point in time where he was needed, or perhaps isn't even technically dead as we would understand the concept.
Damn, okay.
Are you going out today?
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, later. Why?
Oh, you're dressed up. You look very nice.
Thank you, thank you. I'm thinking about how... Okay. So I'll just let everyone know this is intentional. This is important for us to know, because if there's ever a time where we feel like we're losing a handle on the world at large, we have a resource here. Somebody we can bring back to help us. right? I think this is an important find.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we mess with him now.
Touch the button, move on.
Well, is there any clues to how we would wake him up if we wanted to?
No. The fourth column in the center of the room, if like 1, 2, and 3 sort of tell the story of his ascension, his reign of power, and the foretelling of doom, the fourth pillar, which might contain what happens next, has been deliberately vandalized, and not recently. Like the damage to the pillar where it's been scoured is ancient. So if the temple did at one point contain instructions on how to resurrect or revive him, that information's been deliberately destroyed.
I mean, necromancy. What? I mean, what? We'll figure it out. That's cool. I'm excited about this. Now, if we can only remember it, let's not forget that there's a sleeping beauty and we have to kiss her to wake her up. Or a Snow White. Whichever way you go.
Any kind of non-consensual asleep kissing.
Absolutely.
The room is full of pilgrims if you were interested in offering your services to escort them, since that was a job board quest you had expressed some interest in.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we are free and clear to move about the cabin of the story if you guys want to get on the road and start heading out towards Ish with an eye out for scorpions. That's fine with me. Or if you want to hit anything else before we leave the city.
I'm ready to go. I'm
Are-
ready to be out in the open. I've been.
Am I able to start working on attunement while we're traveling, or do I need to be praying over it or whatever? Because it's been a while since I've had it attuned anything.
What are you trying to attune to?
I'm trying to attune to my awesome little circlet of pyromancy.
Oh yeah, I forgot you got that.
I also want to attune my bow. Invite a god to come touch it.
Ooh, sexy.
Oh, we'll make him touch it. He's laying right here.
Hey, touch my bow.
You're not without his consent.
Isn't
In
that the
either
whole
case, that is true love's first kiss. Sorry, true love's rapey kiss. The attunement ritual for both takes 1 hour of meditative contemplation. So anytime you guys want to take an hour to just kind of sit and contemplate your navels, that is the attunement process.
I was thinking it was like a how longer period. Yeah, I can do that.
Whilst everybody else is involved in trying to uncover the history of Ramses the Pharaoh, Draco and Amon use the quiet of the temple to focus on attuning to their respective magical items.
It'd be easier without the nagging and complaining of somebody.
Fuck. I'm waiting outside.
Thank you.
Wherever I'm supposed to be, I'm away from him. I liked him for a day. I hate him again.
Much appreciated.
That didn't last, yeah. Glass shattered. Amon, I will provide you next session with a couple of choices for how you would like the weapon's final form to take. And Draco, as you finish attuning to the circlet of the pyromancer, I think we have a conflict to discuss.
Ooh.
I think you already have an attuned item in the circlet, like, slot. You can't wear 2 headpieces.
True.
Just making sure you understand that, and that if you do that, the circlet will now be the thing that you have equipped, which means the other laser beam guy is no longer equipped and can no longer be used.
Okay.
Sell
That's
it.
Turns out
Okay.
you can only wear 1 fiery crown at a time.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can make that work.
Once you have fully attuned to the circlet of the pyromancer, the gold filigree around the gemstone melts away. Not harmfully, doesn't burn you with like scalding liquid gold, but completely disappears, and instead it etches like a tattoo of that same pattern around your forehead and left and right brow, and the orange-red flame opal that was there catches fire and just begins to hover above your temple as a glowing diadem.
This is kind of cool.
Just
like
what
it.
he needed.
More bling. I like it.
The people in the temple take a step back from you, and they are unsure whether this is a thing that you've manifested or a thing that's happened in the Temple of Ramsey that Ramsey has done.
Even better.
Like the people who are most fearful just flee the temple immediately, and there are those who are waiting to see if a miracle is happening or is about to happen. It is in that moment that you understand how people start cults.
Yes.
I've
This
known
is his
this.
dream coming true.
Yeah.
You
Oh. Okay, since I'm putting on somewhat of a show, I'm noticing this. I would like to. Where is it at? Da-da-da. Okay, I'm going to cast 2 spells,
Oh no.
one after the other. One will be a fog cloud, just starts rising out here into the temple. Nice little fog cloud. And then, actually, sorry, I'm doing 3 spells. No,
You're gonna use
I'll
3
just do
spell
2.
slots.
Actually, I'll just do 2. This 2's fine. So, do fog cloud, and then, just so everyone knows, here you go, fog cloud, and then I am going to cast. Actually, I'll make sure I don't hurt myself. Yeah, I'll cast daylight to come down upon me as well.
Okay. You do cause a rolling fog to develop in the floor of the temple, and then a beam of radiant daylight begins to expand from you outwards, filling the Temple of Ramses with blinding daylight. Because of
Jesus.
its already sort of low light condition with only that skylight being
Yeah.
the source of light, people are strained to look upon you, having to cover their eyes with their hands or try to look at you through pursed fingers. It causes more people to leave just because staring into that much bright daylight is difficult, especially in a low light condition. But those that remain are really in for to see how the show finishes now.
Oh, okay. I know I said I was going to do 2. Here's my next spell, because again, I am here for entertainment purposes, partially. I am going to make it turn into a nice. I want to split the room in half. One in a nice grassy field, flowers, and one like a volcanic landscape. If I can do like a split of that, and like I myself am split in between. I'm like standing in between an area like that, and then I want to keep it there for about 2 minutes, and then just let it all dissolve, and we're back where we're at.
Okay. It does split the room in that the people who ended up convincingly believing that they are in a magma field either flee the temple or rush to the grassy side of the room. Some people are thoroughly confused by it and just flee out of the room is changing and this isn't right. You now only have 5 or 6 people left that have moved to the grassy side of the room, and as it dissolves, they ask what that meant. Was that a divine act? What are the gods telling us? And they seem to be looking to you for the answers.
I would just get up quietly and just leave the temple.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Worst cult leader ever.
No.
The 5 people that witnessed your, let's call it a miracle, follow you, just leaving their belongings on the floor, just walk out of the temple with you.
Perfect.
Did you start a cult?
Renan, are you gonna go through their belongings?
No. No, what
Okay.
it did, he already is pretending to be something he's not. So I was outside for
How am I
that.
pretending anything? I did not pretend a single thing.
You just because you use magic does not make you a worthy of being followed and or adored or loved or actually anyone paying any attention to you at all. Let's be very clear here. I guess I will. I see them coming out of the temple, and I'm like, what did he do now?
One of the followers stops and says, The gods have bestowed great power and wisdom upon him. There was an event. True sight has been given to him. He's going to show us the way.
Oh no,
Definitely.
he's just going to show you the way to his grotto and enslave you. Go about your day. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's just a little bit of magic he picked up along the way.
But it happened in the tomb of Ramses.
Yeah, he
Ramses'
can do it.
great light shone down from heaven.
No, he can do his magic anywhere. It's just an illusion.
You are a non-believer. You will not falter me from the path.
Great. Well, if you choose to follow him, then your fate is your own.
Mm-hmm.
I warned you.
Oh, there's something else I kind of want to do, but I won't.
One of the followers whispers, "That's one of his wives."
No, fuck off. Not me.
All right. You do have, like it or not, a small entourage of 5 devout pilgrims who are interested in seeing if you have in fact been given the blessing of Ramses and what that may or may not lead them to. But since they are here on a religious pilgrimage and they obviously these are people who want to believe very badly, and in their minds they've just witnessed a miracle. Divinity has reached out through you to them, and they're going to embrace that.
Good. I'm giving them, purpose in their life. They're welcome.
How kind
All
of
right.
you.
So we will leave in the morning, correct? To go do all this stuff? Because didn't we say we were doing it first thing in the morning after we talked to your god?
I think, well, I don't know if we have to delay the trip necessarily, just that the next time there is a dawn, Sari
Right.
was saying that we may, if we put all pieces of the legacy of Horus together, then we might be able to commune with his spirit.
I'm for that. I'm for trying at the next dawn. Can we please go? I'm tired of this.
I think we should wait one more day.
I think we should leave. This is getting ridiculous.
We should wait one more day.
Is it because
We
you
should
just
leave.
spent 8 spell slots of
You
potential
know,
spells
just
on harem?
basically,
Or is it 'cause
you
you're
know,
trying to fuck harem people?
John gets it.
No, seriously, I don't know why he said about Ramsey wants you to touch the wiener. I don't. It's his wisdom. It's not even. I don't. Even, I wouldn't like it, probably.
Mm-hmm.
If the rest of the group says it's time to move on, we can do it by a community vote. But traveling at night in the desert does make some sense.
Is it really that late? I figured that it was kind of midday.
Yeah, it is.
By the time we're ready to go,
If we're hunting scorpions, we should go during the day. They're not going to be out at night.
yeah.
my deep desert
How do
knowledge.
the pilgrims want to travel? Did we talk to the pilgrims?
They own 3 camels,
Okay.
and their plan was just to ride the camels,
Okay.
unless the wisdom of Prophet Draco could lead them to a superior methodology. What is the will of Ramses, Prophet Draco?
Can we rent more camels?
I think we can get more camels. That shouldn't be an issue.
One of the pair of prophets agrees, or one of the pair of pilgrims agrees that they can double up on a camel to free up one for Prophet Draco.
Oh, this is gonna be so good.
Prophet Draco. I'm barfing right now in my mouth and swallowing it.
That's gross.
Yeah, well, that's how I feel. Okay, so do we need to acquire some more camels? Hoppies can't ride a camel.
Calmal. I'm okay walking. I just thought that if we had extra animals, it would make it faster for us to travel.
It will. It also gives you something else you have to care for.
Well, that's my specialty, so I will be more than happy to care for an animal.
Talking with Shoshank, there's no car rental agencies in the desert. You can't rent a camel, but they have a surplus of camels in their stable that they'd be willing to sell you. 3 gold per camel.
Great. How many
How about
camels do we
food
need?
and stuff?
He says, we're selling you camels. You can eat whatever you want.
Ugh.
I, I meant feed for the camel.
Um, they do have a small bag of feed that will come with the purchase, but tells you that there are many prickly pear bushes along the trail that when they are hungry they will signal you that they would like to stop and graze, and they will.
Okie doke.
You ever seen a camel eat a cactus pear?
No.
Prickly pear? No. Is it amazing?
It's crazy. Like, they have like an armored mouth and giant fat molar teeth, and they will literally just crunch a cactus apple to bits.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Sounds
Yep.
painful.
All right.
But
If you guys want to buy 3 gold per camel, a camel can reasonably be a mount for 2 medium-sized characters.
so how many do we need? 3?
3 if you don't mind doubling up. 2
let's-
if Draco's gonna steal one from the Pilgrims. Sorry. Receive the gift of the Prophet and
I'll spend my money. I want them to be in, not holding us back either, so we'll keep it going.
Let's get one apiece so that we don't have to worry about, or so if one of them dies from the next scorpion attack, we don't have to worry about it. We have plenty of camels. We can always sell them on the other end, or put them in the menagerie.
Okay, so we're buying 5?
I think so.
there are 6 of you, I think.
Draco and I do not need our own camels. We're both really tiny, so
Yeah,
we can
Renan
ride on
and-
one together.
Or Renan and I can ride together. Yeah.
That's probably a better choice so that I don't kill him.
Draco can ride with them on.
Okay, the bank is up to date. We have bought 5 camels. We are good to go.
Camels purchased. All that lies before you is the vast desert wasteland between here and Ish. Last chance for supplies.
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 Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Sold. With the sun beginning to set in the late afternoon sky, you guys head due east into the wastes. Kind of terra incognito. This is a completely unknown landscape to you, although you are familiar with deserts. This is not one you've ever been in.
Love that for us.
How can we tell the difference between this one and any other one?
Because I just told you that you haven't
Oh.
been in this one. So
Okay.
DM.
there are like an amazing number of people who geolocate, who can tell you like specifically within a few quarters of a square mile, like where in different desert climates the picture was taken, which is crazy to me.
Yes, I've seen some of those TikTok
I've seen that.
videos.
It's awesome. Yeah. It's so impressive.
Like I wouldn't, if you told me it was a desert, and like I don't know that I can even tell you Gobi versus Sahara, let alone like in which specific region of those specific deserts.
Right.
All right. You guys on camel walk for a long ways. Eventually, your path is halted as the column of camels begin to become a little restless, and in the distance you can see a dust devil, a small cylindrical funnel cloud that has touched down and whipped up a bunch of sand and spins through the desert. It's not really hazardous to you, but it is a unique thing to see. The pilgrims want to stop a moment here and pray.
I want to use my my Horus eye to see if I can see anything more than just the sand. See if there's something in the sand, or if it's just a little dust devil.
It appears to be a completely normal dust devil. Nothing surreptitiously hiding in it. You do see Draco's aura of bullshit clearly with the Eye of Horus, but
Hey!
That's
the
always
funnel cloud
there.
itself is just normal.
Cool.
They roll out prayer mats and begin to pray and ask Draco if they see the wisdom of Ramses in this divine sight.
The Ramses' divine wisdom is all around. I'll just say that. Nonplus, just
Jesus.
casually.
You're the worst cult leader. Words are hard.
While that's happening, if anybody would like to just keep heads on swivels and make a perception check.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And I'll join with the other followers and pray with them. Gotta keep up, looks of everything.
Draco, make a performance check for me.
Okay. Damn it.
That's fine. You don't necessarily know their prayers or their customs, but because they seem to be taking a lot of their cues from you, even though you have rolled not even a prayer mat out in the wrong direction, and your prostration is the incorrect form, they all adopt your form instead, assuming this must be some kind of new wisdom from Ramses.
I can't with this. This is going to be the thing that breaks me.
Okay. I got a straight face in it all too, though. I'm going straight.
The idiocy of this prayer session that's happening before you. You don't see or hear anything in the conventional way, but you get the small hairs on the back of your neck stand up on end. You cannot help but shake the feeling that you're being watched. That sort of alone in the woods camping feeling of just, oh god, there's something out there and it's got its eyes upon me. You scour the sands and you are certain that you don't see any threat, but there is just a nagging. You're a hunter.
I'm just gonna sign to Renan that there's something out there, just to keep our eyes on.
Yep, and I will roger that.
Do you want to continue moving forward? Do you want to let them pray for a while?
Let's let them pray. We're here for their protection.
They end up exhaustively praying, long past Draco's attention span. He begins to slip into boredom. And then finally the pilgrims seem done with their prayer. The dust devil has long since dissipated. The sun is now, probably as it appears in this map, where it's just maybe an
I'm playing D&D.
An hour or two from sunset. It'll be nighttime in the not too distant future. Do you plan to travel through the night? Do you want to find a place to make camp for the night? Do you want to travel for a few hours first and then see what the terrain looks like at that point?
Is the moon's out tonight?
It will be a quarter moon, a waxing gibbous.
Yeah. There should still be plenty of light to see for a little while. I say we should continue on for a good chunk of the night, because it's much cooler to travel at night in the desert.
I actually agree with him. Keep going.
Okay. You guys walk for another hour and a half or so, and you our most perceptive people, Draco, Amon, Renan, can see the remnants of structure on the horizon. As you get close, there's not. This isn't a city or even a building, but just sort of like maybe there was at one point in time, but storms have long since retaken most of it. It's been buried in the sand or destroyed by the winds. But it is an interesting feature. Wooden buildings, for the most part, with two large stone structures in the middle of it. There's just a bunch of broken clay urns everywhere and a few destroyed statues that have sort of been whittled away due to erosion over time. Not really, you can't tell whose faces they are anymore, but likely gods from before the Sundering.
Nice.
The pilgrims would like to go down and investigate.
I kind of want to as well. You never know what we could find.
I'm gonna scout the perimeter and suggest that Hoppy go around the other way to look for things
Around the
like
outside.
giant scorpions.
Around the outside.
Sounds good to me.
Trailer Park Girls?
That's right.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You said sounds good to me. You're gonna go the other direction.
Yep.
That's kind of what it looks like. They begin sort of butt scooting down the embankment.
Where area are we entering at? Is it top
from
left?
the north. Yep.
Okay.
I'm having trouble with roll 20. Why would that be a dick? They move down into this sort of gully and begin tracing some of the pictographs that are drawn on this statue in their leather-bound journals. Like this is part of the pilgrimage for them. They're taking notations, drawings. They settle in for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. There's no obvious signs of danger. The nagging sensation that Amon has about being watched or pursued is, for the moment, subsided. And there's not a lot happening. They seem to be intent to doing what they're doing. Does anybody in our party want to take any special action?
I want to kind of inspect the statue as well and things around its feet, see if there's anything possibly buried for us to, stumble upon.
I'm gonna summon Mike.
I want to go over here and just keep an eye out from the top.
Let me grab your tokens. That was probably a misstep on my part. That way you guys can put yourselves there. Amon, I didn't hear what you said. I heard that your mic queued, but I didn't hear what you said.
I just said I want to summon Mike.
Got it.
Just get him out, get him ready.
If Hoppy has has this area down here, then Oni will position herself up here looking for threats.
Okay.
I guess maybe up there, so I'm up higher.
Okay. 20, 30 minutes pass without any kind of excitement, any activity, no change in anything. The sun is now setting. You're in that beautiful dusky twilight that happens in the desert. Purple sky, pink hues and shadows everywhere. And these people are just about wrapping up. One of them has wandered away from the statue to investigate some of the shattered clay pots to the northwest. Oni, since, well, actually, as you and Mark are equidistant, both of you notice in Guardian Protector mode when something leaves the herd to just sort of keep an eye on it, since he's now, 60 feet away from anybody else. He begins playing with some of the fragments of clay pots and tells you that he thinks he's found something. There's a large hole here, and there might be something buried here. And he just starts, feverishly digging at it like a dog with his hands between his legs, kicking dirt up.
Where is he on the map?
I will put the thing down.
I don't think it makes sense for both of us to go down, so whichever one he's closer to should go and investigate. Or I can call Draco and Sari over to check it out. Well, Draco's investigating the statue, so maybe Amon and Sari, so that we don't have to leave our posts.
Did the token drop or not?
I do not
can't-
see one.
I don't
Okay.
see one.
Roll 20 is like...
There it is.
Oh, there's one right here.
Okay, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
since Amon and Sari are closer, I'm gonna ask if they can go and put eyes
I'm
on
gonna
whatever he's looking
move
at.
a little. I'm gonna move a little closer, but I'm not. I'm gonna stay in the high ground,
Same.
and I'm not gonna. I don't trust these wooden roads here.
As he continues to dig, Oni and Hoppy, from your elevated position, you can see in a large, like 20-foot diameter around him, the sand begins to sort of just sink in towards the central point that he's digging. Like a massive, huge, a ton's worth of volume of sand is just sort of draining into a central point. And you can watch him sort of sink feet at a time into this hole that he's digging. He doesn't seem to be aware that it's happening, but you can watch, 40 feet of earth just start to sort of cave in.
Amon, Sari. Get over there. Someone lasso this idiot.
I look up, see what they're yelling about. What?
To the northwest, there's a large crater kind of silently forming as all of this sand is falling into probably some kind of empty, vacuous space, and it is just draining this natural riverbed or caldera of sand as that sand rushes in to fill a hole. And as it does, you can see a monstrous pincer claw come thrusting up out of the hole and nearly skewers one of our pilgrims. And that's as you see a monstrous scorpion emerge from that hole, snapping as it goes. Your charge screams in fear and tries to run away. I'm going to throw up a combat tracker.
Which I imagine would be impossible since he's in feet of moving sand.
Yeah, it does not go well.
Damn.
Ow!
I'm not going to say he gets what he deserves, but...
That's like the best roll I've had for initiative in forever.
It is uncommon to see you that high up in the order.
I just want to point out that I get advantage on my rolls, and I got 7.
I only see you as having rolled once, though.
Yeah, it does. It does.
it automatically
it
does
does it in the background. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes, I rolled a 5 and a 2.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you tried. Good job, bud.
Renan, you're first to react to the sights and sounds of danger as this monstrous scorpion emerges from this new subterranean hole that was dug at by this poor, curious pilgrim.
Yeah, I'm just
He
gonna
screams
shoot
for
him.
help. Pilgrim?
I'm
Oh
gonna
my
shoot
god.
him.
That'll teach him for digging holes.
That's a hit.
Holy shit! 27 sneak damage. I'm amazing.
Renan
That's
is
a lot, yeah.
amazing. She is
That's
very, very,
amazing.
very good.
The short bow does find purchase in its thick chitinous exoskeleton, and it makes a high-pitched squealing sound as it's trying to wriggle free of this sand trap. Oni, you act next.
Okay, since it's only 15 feet from here, like just as the ruler goes between me and this guy, and I'm on a cliff.
The
As-
straightest line as the ruler goes.
As a remarkable athlete and having a movement speed of 30,
Jump on its back.
can I jump on its back? What do I need to roll an athletics check to jump on its back
No.
and then attack?
No, because you're from an elevated position onto a large target and you're proficient, no roll is required. That's
My
an easy
next
move.
question.
Roll-
Would it
roll
be
a cool-
surprised by that action?
I would be.
Boom! Do I get any benefits from it being surprised by this action? Or would it not be surprised because it just got shot in the face?
I think, like, if you're asking mechanically surprised, like, do you get advantage? My answer will be no, because it did just get shot in the face, so it knows it's being attacked. But
No!
Oh!
apparently, you are surprised.
I'm gonna use my inspiration token.
Yeah,
We're
smart
just
move.
gonna
Yay.
pretend that didn't happen.
What happened? Nothing happened.
All right. Lowest roll.
3
of
hits,
16,
everything 16,
34.
34. And now it is Draco's turn in the top half of initiative.
As this, it's so
Welcome to first class, bud.
right. And my first thing I'll do is cast Fire Dude, because I'd like to have him out, and then
Just
have him
remember,
do Flame
your
Seed.
people are watching you, so don't
I know.
fuck it up.
That's why I'm getting out the guns right now, and Flame Seed at Fire Dude.
Gotta make it
Or
look
at the-
good. Why does
Unfortunately,
he have
a
disadvantage?
6 misses.
Oh, because I had it left over from the last time he was out. He had disadvantage on.
Is that it for you?
But casting him is my only action I can do, and then he does Flame Seed.
Okay. The pilgrims shriek, "My God, a fiery child of Ramses!"
Oh my god.
Okay.
Let's see.
Excuse me.
And did
Thank you.
16 hit or no?
Nope.
16 misses.
Nah, some bitch.
Just kind
I
of
think
harmlessly poofs off of his armor. Amon, your turn.
Come on, Amon.
Fancy.
All right, I'm gonna have Mike attack first.
My cock, my cock, my cock.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Is it?
mine is yours.
Oh, gross.
I rolled twice because I should have advantage in pack tactics, but those are the same roll. So
Yeah, that sucks. Unfortunately, it's a miss.
Mike has to.
Well, actually, maybe
make
it's
up.
not. So the attack isn't like that's just an 11 on a 20-sided die roll. Your spell attack
Mhm.
modifier should be, I would think, at least 6, which is still going to be a miss. But
That doesn't get added automatically.
can we confirm what your spell attack is?
My modifier? Is that what you're asking?
So when Mike makes his attack, it's the 20-sided die plus your spell attack modifier, which is 7. So that result is actually an 18. I thought the game was auto-calculating it. It is not. So the 18 does actually hit.
Nice. Okay. Go, Mike. Alright, and I'm going to Moonbow. Wow.
Regrettably, those are misses.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also going to cast Hunter's Mark, which also doesn't do anything because I didn't hit. So that's my turn. I'm going to take some movement before my
And
turn
you
is over.
cast Hunter's Mark on the same turn you summoned my cock.
He summoned him.
I summoned him before.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're
combat.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I'm getting better at this game sometimes.
Hoppy, it's your turn. Big
Uh,
monster.
yeah, I will be more than happy to kill Big Monster. Question I have is, can I make this jump without running something? Or do I need to roll something to jump down from the cliff that I'm on?
It is a 20-foot height difference to the ground. You can make no roll and just take a d6 of damage, or you can check an athletics of 15 to take no damage. However, if you fail that by 10 or more, then you take 2d6.
Sorry, Mathis was talking to me. Athletics 15 to avoid damage? Okay, I will do that. After your later. After your sorry guys.
That could have been worse.
Sorry. Sorry.
Take 5 damage.
So okay,
Now down.
but I can run and attack. I'm going to click all the boxes. I'm going to rage. I'm going to smack him with my smacking stick.
Smack him.
And I'm actually not going to get that close. I'm going to stay back here. And where is my button? There it is. What?
Where is your button?
Boo!
What?
A miss.
What?
Do you need to use your inspiration token?
What?
Oh.
I don't think I can roll this low.
You just did, my guy.
Regrettably, the proof is in the pudding.
You gotta
1,
do.
2, 2, and 3 were those rolls.
That's tough. Draco has passed on the curse.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Sorry.
That feels bad. I'm so sorry, Marco.
Time for the
Oh.
monstrous scorpion.
That's okay. At least I can entertain the monkey.
Very entertained.
Going to double claw Oni.
You can try. At disadvantage because I'm on its back, and it would have to go like this.
Unfortunately, a scorpion really can reach its back with its own claws pretty easily.
I feel
Not to
like
mention
it
its stinger.
would look really good,
I don't think it's cared about how it looks as much as you might think it does. Does a 22 hit you?
though. Yeah.
11 points of damage before any kind of reactions. And you are grappled.
Can Marco do the
Ugh.
fancy pack thing? Or am I taking the 11?
Oh yeah, I can soak some, and since he attacked you, I can attack one more time. So there's that, and then let's see
I
if
take none.
yes,
Yay!
I hit.
There it is. You were waiting to make it more cinematic.
Yeah, it looks better this way.
obviously.
We're just putting on a great show
Exactly.
for Draco's followers. That's it.
Having been viciously wounded by the Warglaive, it's going to utilize its burrow speed to move through the sand, carrying Oni to here. And then Oni, it will attempt to sting you. It was a 27 hit.
Boo!
You take 6 points of piercing and 27 points of poison damage, pending a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
And-
minus 21. And there's my con.
Okay, so you take no damage.
Damn.
Redden, start us off on round number 2. The creature moved, creating like sort of a wake of rolling sand moving through it, almost like a fluid. It's now adjacent to that giant statue.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot it. Do I still have... Yeah, I can still hit it.
Yep, you're still good. The hit for 28.
Awesome. I know my turns are boring, but they pack a punch.
They do. Oni,
Or the
it
mine.
is your turn.
All right, here we go.
The 13 is a miss. Everything else is a hit. I see 31. Is that right?
I believe your math.
Okay. He is starting to look really, really critically wounded. Draco, can you steal this kill?
Yeah, I wasn't planning on trying to kill it. I was just going to grasp it and make it easier for other people to kill.
Okay.
But I think you're right. I should try to kill it with a moonbeam.
Are you sure you don't want to use magic stone?
Or kindness.
Oh, I haven't used that in a while. I probably could, huh?
You could bring it out.
Hold the
Or just
sacred
cook
stone
it.
of Ramses. Ooh, if I don't make my save, I die. Right here. Ready? Ha ha.
Son
get
of a
fucked.
bitch. Oh.
And now he kills Oni.
And okay. I still got flame seed. Oh, Jesus.
Oh!
All the followers are just so disappointed.
I'm disappointed. I can't believe he got a crit on his constitution. Oh, jeez.
He's pretty great.
Better that than on a hit on me.
Meg, what was your armor class?
20.
I think somebody with access to your sheet may have accidentally changed it to an 8. But I think they fixed it, so it's not a big deal.
I would be a terrible gladiator if my AC was an 8.
Unfortunately, the flaming child of Ramses has failed to scour the earth of the scorpion. Amon, it's your turn.
These are the moments when Amon shines.
21? Or, yeah.
Yep, that's it. For 8 points, leaving him at 2. And the moonbow crit.
69!
Nice.
This was going to hit him so painfully in his thorax that he was going to be knocked prone, but since he's dead, that will be less valuable. Why don't you take a point of inspiration instead, since the combat is over?
Is it a girl?
Huzzah!
Can we take her pheromone sack?
Make a nature check.
My nature is hot garbage, but I'm going to encourage my teammates to also make nature checks. Yay!
Amon
Definitely a
can
girl.
Tell you it's definitely a boy.
No,
unfortunately,
definitely a
it's
girl.
That's, you're looking at it upside down.
Then we
Well,
should,
I did roll a 1.
then we should take the poison sack again if Amon is comfortable harvesting it, since his nature was so high. I already have one, but this would give us a second one.
Yeah, I'll
Should we
Take it.
cut off his head too?
Yep. You
Yep.
are the carrier of heads. so-
Ever becomes about sacks and heads, you guys are going to be way out ahead of the pack.
Yep.
Scorpion head.
And I'm gonna look at the guy that unearthed it and say, maybe we don't let ourselves fall into giant open sand pits when we know that there are scorpions about.
He says he was careless, but the might of Ramsey will protect me, and he stares at Draco. And they all begin to gently
And-
applaud him.
I nod.
And we all just kind of laugh.
And go back to my scouting spot.
I still
We all
can't believe I
heartily
missed
laugh
that.
to the point of our stomachs hurting.
First, I would like to note that is the most disappointing giant scorpion combat I've ever run, because I think the only damage that was done was Hoppy to
Hoppy jumping
himself
down?
as he tripped off of a plateau.
That is true because Oni was able to misdirect and
It's a
not take quite a
huge
bit.
bummer for me. So that was embarrassing. The sand has given way and created a large crevasse, a huge opening in the desert floor here.
We do like crevasses.
We do.
Touch the butt is what I'm told.
Alright, Oni's gonna
Does
go
it leave?
investigate the crevasse. Because that's how we found the giant pit cave of blood.
It's
With
true.
Oni
Yeah.
jumping into places she doesn't belong.
Jumping into the hole is brave, and perhaps equal parts stupid, careless.
That sounds right.
You jump some 30 feet from the surface of the desert into this newly open hole in the floor. You land on what is surprisingly hard terrain. Instead of it being soft sand like it is above, it's hard sandstone floor. And you're in the cross section of a large tubular tunnel that goes left and right of where you're standing, and this digging just opened up sort of like a hole from the top down into this tunnel. But a tunnel stretches a great ways in both directions. One way it narrows, and one way it seems to be far larger, and one ascends to the surface, and the other direction seems to descend deeper into the earth.
Is it
It
tiled?
looks a bit like that.
Is the wall itself tiled, or does it look like earth that was moved by a creature?
Burrowed, dug by a creature for sure.
Okay, but it's a sandstone floor.
Yeah.
Like man-made sandstone.
No. Natural,
okay.
Naturally occurring
All
sandstone.
just tunneled.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna holler up to the group and see if one of our nature people wants to come down and see if they can figure out what kind of creature made this.
My money's on Scorpion.
Damn.
I will try a nature check again.
And if it's worth us, pursuing it.
They airware.
Because honestly,
Okay.
traveling during the day in the desert underground, if it's moving us in the right direction, is probably not the worst idea we've ever had.
What do you mean?
Probably not.
What do you?
Well, we don't know how far this tunnel goes, but if it goes a long way, then we don't have to walk in the sun or rest in the sun.
No, sorry, I meant Zach. What do you mean by what you said?
Our little building we got that we can cast, as a sanctuary. Do we have someone still in it? Like, didn't we have like a creature that we were kind of keeping in there?
No, the only stored creature I think we have is the bone mage from the
Pokemon
tournament
Ball.
in Lord Astley's cube.
Okay, so I say we cast our nice little thing so we can have these people wait in it for a moment if we're going to be investigating.
Oh,
Yeah,
our
this-
tower?
Put him in
our
the
tower.
obelisk.
Yeah, the obelisk. Yeah, just
Yeah,
for
we could.
just
put
to
'em-
scope it
pack 'em
out
in
so we're
there.
not having them follow us into danger place.
You're
Okay.
protecting your people. Oh my god.
Okay, so
Check out Ramsey's super secret palace of heaven. Make yourselves comfy.
Okay.
You know,
How many
enjoy.
pilgrims do we have? Because I have a running list of items stored in the obelisk, so I'm going to add them.
There are 5.
Can we leave them in there? Let's carry it with us.
I mean, it's not really one of my campaigns unless people and horses get left in a bag of holding somewhere. So
All right. I now have 5 pilgrims from Cult of Draco added to our inventory.
I'm going to jump backwards in time a little bit. Amon was successfully able to harvest a perfect venom sac from the large scorpion that you just defeated. You now have 2 of those.
Okay.
And if Amon joins you in the hole to investigate its creation and structure, the burrowing portion of the tunnel looks not surprising to any of you that it was burrowed, dug out by a scorpion. There's obviously marks for its feet and claws that were used in this process. However, the area on the floor that is like hardened, almost polished sandstone looks like it's been burnt.
flaming
Nope.
scorpion?
Like so hot that the
Nope.
sand itself turned to glass.
I hate this.
Does it appear
Draco, that
as,
looks like
Lava
you're.
tubes. Lava
You want
tubes.
to check that out?
does
Yeah,
it
let's just.
appear as
I will
though
check it out.
the scorpion that made this is much larger than the one that we just fought?
The creature that you just fought moved easily through this tunnel, so if it made it, it went out of its way to make it much larger than it needed to.
Okay, so
Which is not how scorpions work, my guys.
is it the tunnels or just the floor? That's the black.
Just,
Blackened.
just the floors.
bottom. Yep.
Okay, so it isn't lava tubes then. Okay. With my knowledge, I'm going to get down there and help investigate. Do I make a sense of what it is? Like, I mean, I know now that it's not lava tubes. So does it look magical to me, or like a spell
make an
cast straight
arcane
down? Sure, arcane check. Okay.
That's pretty good.
It's decent.
It doesn't seem like it came from a spell. Like you can't think of
Okay.
a single thing that would create a line that is only hot in one direction. It seems more like it was formed by some kind of creature that gives off heat either in a controlled directional sense or is only hot in one portion of its body. You are unaware of what such a creature might be. However, as a fire genasi, you know that there are other forms that genasi entities can take. Like you're not like the idea that fire elemental is suffused into flesh only exists as a bipedal humanoid that's not true.
Right.
So this could be
A fire
You know,
genasi
a
scorpion?
proto. Well, in the past we found proto elementals like the older boulder.
Mm.
This could be a proto elemental fire creature of some size, shape, or variety. It would definitely make sense that it would be some kind of fiery scorpion, given that everything else here is scorpion themed and or related. But Draco can neither confirm nor deny that. But definitely an elemental creature of the fire or magma variety,
Pass that on.
and a
to-
large one by all accounts.
It's a decent size. I mean, compared to me, everything it's small. Yeah.
But it's Draco relaying the information, so he says it with a lot of confidence, even though he's not sure.
That's right.
Exactly.
Correct.
And I would guess his name is Trevor.
There you go.
Trevor!
If it wasn't before, it is now. So there it is.
So I
Why
think
Trevor?
why not?
Am I able to tell the
It's Neville
direction it
Longbottom's
came
coat.
from, or should I do a nature check?
The orientation of the burns and the digging looks like it was like the original tunnel was built from the deeper portion of the tunnel towards the surface. So kind of if you're staring at this hole that goes deeper into the earth, it
Yeah.
came from the direction you're looking at, away from you.
Okay, so if we keep going the other direction, that means it's the direction we were heading towards, anyway, or
It runs like 45 degrees, kind of parallel to the direction that you're heading towards ish, but it's also going deeper into the earth. So not exactly along a true heading in the direction you're going, but certainly not,
too far away.
not perpendicular to it. It's kind of in the same way, but it is also going deeper.
Ooh. So guys, so we go monster hunting. We got some people hanging out in the obelisk right now, so they're fine.
Just need to remember they're there.
Yeah.
What are the odds we forget a whole obelisk?
I mean, right? I remembered it right now.
Not 0.
Mhm.
Not 0.
Let's do it. I want to kill me a baddie.
Yes, let's go. And like you said, it's better.
I'm with Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
I mean, I can see in the dark. Only can see in the dark. Anyone else can see in the dark?
I have blue light special.
Tony's down the hallway playing with the dogs, and she just said, "And still we go."
And
Yay!
still we go. I agree. We go.
I'm still having roll 20 issues. I apologize. don't know whether they're just super
I do not
busy
have dark
today.
vision. Crazy. It is a Sunday fun day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there it's starting to work now. Sorry, gang.
Good.
If you jump down the hole and proceed, you travel downwards in that sloping path for several hundred feet. Eventually, the space widens and you find an entire area that's been hollowed out by that same mixture of extreme heat and powerful claws until you find yourself here-ish.
Just for the sake of roleplay, I want to grab like a pocket full of sand, just of the surface sand, that looks different than underground, so I can just kind of sprinkle it here and there in little piles to mark our way back, just
Way
in
up.
case. Yeah.
Love it. I've enabled Fog of War for this map. We haven't done that in a while. And I thought
All right,
it'd be fun to
I like it.
experiment.
I like doing this. Fog of Wars.
You are in the lower portion of the map if you can't see it. This should center you, I think. But
Hey,
there
yeah.
you are. Feel free to explore as you choose. There's a path that leads directly ahead of you, and I think maybe at the upper end of your limit there you can see that it sort of makes a Y branch, one to the left and one to the right.
I'm gonna get close to the Y branch and take a look down both as much as I can see from both sides.
When in doubt, go left, right?
Basketball.
From your vantage, Happy, you can see that the path to the right leads on straight for a while and takes a slight dog-legged curve. The path to the left is more of a straight shot, but from the path to the left, you can see a glowing orange light.
Hey guys, there's a glowing orange light. Let's go check it out.
That is
Yeah.
potentially a sign of fire.
Let's go very slow. Can I sneak
mean-
ahead?
Sure.
That's what we're here for.
Should we have our dark
Can I
vision
see-
people go first? I can always use the path of pass without a trace on all of us.
Sounds good.
Might
Let's
not be
do
a
it.
terrible idea.
All right. Pass without a trace. Everybody gets +10. All
Yay!
stealth checks.
Woo!
Anybody who wants to be moving in a stealthy fashion, can I get a stealth check from you? Adding Oni's bonus.
I didn't
18.
totally fail.
That's some pretty good rolls.
Yeah, I got 18. I'm pretty awesome.
All right. From the intersection, you can see that this path here to the left leads straight ahead and has some soft orange glowing light. The path to the right, where Renan is, curves around, and you can't see much beyond that path. Oni goes left.
Left is where we saw the soft glowing, right? And since I have dark
Yeah.
vision, I figured
I was
that
gonna-
would be best.
Oni, you can see what you can see now.
Oni, you can see what you can see.
I'm going to quietly pass back to the team that ahead I see a chasm filled with lava and what appears to be
Magma.
eggs
Oh, let's
the way.
we found a nest. I bet it's a
This is-
scorpion nest.
This is a bad choice for us.
No, this is a great choice. We destroy it. We throw them all into the lava. We're good.
We don't destroy it. I take 2 of them home with me.
We scramble
We know.
eggs it. Come on.
You can take 2 of them home with you. 2 of the smallest ones,
Coulda-
so that they have to grow.
Could have got a
up.
panther.
You can still get a panther when we return this stuff, so that we can get all of our money.
True.
If anybody approaches the magma seam in the floor, the heat from it is intense, and crossing it might almost burn you. It's difficult to know until you commit to a jump or a step like that, but it seems dangerous. And
I'm good
Oni,
with
as
it.
you approach the ledge, the egg sacs that are all carefully tucked into the corners there begin to gently vibrate and shake, almost in response to your presence.
Hey, Draco, turn all of that stuff to stone. Do you have a spell that does that?
I think I do. Let's see. Stone. I do, actually. And it is... Once I find it, I will do just that. Give me a moment. Please hold. I got melded into stone.
I mean, I guess you could just...
I
I don't know if it would work.
I
Turn them into the stone around them.
Amon, are you
mold
gonna move
stone.
where we are?
Transmute rock. That's what it was, right? That does it to mud to rock to mud. So that won't work.
Well, you could turn the rock that they're on into mud, and then convert it back to rock once they sink into it, maybe?
Ooh,
I don't know if that would
that's
prevent
nice,
them
might
from
work.
hatching. That would be an Amon question, I guess.
Why
Does
am I
anybody
question?
these eggs work?
Well, do you have a good nature? Maybe you would be able to.
Yeah,
answer
I got a
that.
6.
Well, there you go.
I got a
He's a
6.
druid.
Yeah, I'm a freaking druid.
And you know about animals. How can
He's
we
good
destroy
nature.
these without destroying them?
Fire druid says kill it with fire.
You could do the fireball thing because it will be on the far side. We don't have to jump over there. Or do your fire orb that just sits there and does damage, ticks for damage.
I do have.
All like arachnid eggs sacs at this stage are probably quite fragile. If they're vibrating, they might have viable young inside of them, but they'd probably be quite small. If you did do something like Oni was suggesting of subsuming them into liquid earth that you then harden, the crushing damage almost certainly kills them, and even if not, they're probably trapped in a new rocky prison. It seems like an elaborate way to kill a bunch of teeny tiny baby things, but a very effective one.
At the same time, though, that's a good point.
I'm just not sure if fire will kill them because they are literally sitting in a lava chasm
Fire
and
pit.
they don't
Right.
seem to be impacted by that, so
Are we sure we even want to kill these things? We don't know what they are.
We want to kill. Okay,
That's a good
transmute
one.
rock into mud. I'll go ahead and do just that.
Mm.
I like Draco's plan because
Well, it's more Oni's
not
plan, but yeah, I like
very
it.
loud. We
Yeah,
don't want to get
exactly.
attacked by Mama Scorpion while we're crushing eggs.
Crushing it. Draco, do you have to touch the ground, or what's the range?
120 feet.
You're good.
Yeah, 40-foot cube.
Too bad your followers aren't here to see you.
I know,
As you-
this would be pretty freaking amazing, wouldn't
See
it?
you like stamping your foot on the ground, and then the earth around the eggs just begins to vibrate until it liquefies, becoming a ruddy mud mixture, and the egg sacs slowly begin to just sink into the now liquefied earth. Once they are swallowed in this mud, you stamp your foot again to solidify it. There's a fraction of a second where you can hear a gushing, cracking sound that sort of sounds like breaking pencils or little bits of plastic from something, and then silence.
Dust my hands off. That's teamwork. Way to go, Oni. So who wants to go over there and check to make sure they're dead?
there
One of you dumbasses that didn't even see what they were.
be much of a need to, but I do want to go this way and see if there's anything else to be discovered.
You are now into the wall. There doesn't seem to be anything terribly exciting here. In the alcove where Draco liquefied the earth, there were like food scraps, but they've also sunk into the floor now.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's
I leveled the playing field. Like
If
they
there's-
got leveled out.
nothing else to explore here for now. We can go back and go to the right.
Yep.
There's nothing down here of interest.
There doesn't appear to be now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Go team.
Using our pass without a trace to cruise up this way.
Was opening up.
The tunnel gets wider, and you can feel a wash of heat as you approach and see a bright orange light.
Magma.
The large seam of magma that runs through this cave opens up here, and is moving quite well, magma fast through this area. A running river of liquid stone.
From here, can I see anything on the other side?
There is.
I'm going to turn to the group and ask if there's any value in just a few of us jumping over and investigating before the others risk the high heat transfer.
That right there
It's
isn't
only
an issue.
15 feet. Fire guy could
I got fire
transfer us.
dude.
Yeah,
Exactly.
done. Let's do it, because then we don't technically have to pass over the fire. We can just appear on the other side.
Without a trace.
That's right.
Exactly.
Draco, you gotta move your thing.
What are you talking about? He's right here.
His token. No, I'm sorry. I meant Amon. Sorry.
I'm coming. I'm just looking at rocks.
Got you.
Yeah, so we're gonna go across?
Yep.
Okay, everyone get ready. Here we go. Whoop!
Whee!
Per
Ren.
usual, I stepped away from my computer for half a second, and Zeke just completely closed everything with the touch of a hand.
You're good.
won't need
I've been
this.
moving you with the group.
Thank you.
Hey, Renan, you want to get with everyone else? Thanks.
Yeah, sorry.
I can't move Sorry, though.
Can't
She's
look.
down there, and I don't have access to her token.
She's following, or she's giving us a path back.
I think we'll like that.
All right, I'm going to come
Left,
over here
left.
and investigate this area while the rest of the group investigates the parts that they want to investigate.
I'm gonna stick behind Oni. Ooh, more.
Ooh, we found. All right, so we'll let Renan investigate those to see if she can figure out what they are before they hatch. What else do you guys uncover?
What are you seeing? Sure.
What is it? What is they?
They're eggs.
They appear to be the same kind of vibrating, soft, almost cotton ball-like egg sacs.
So that's all you're gonna tell me?
Without any kind of investigation. They. How close are you getting? Let me ask that question.
I will get this close.
Okay.
And I'm still under my stealth, but in case
What's 10?
you needed a roll.
The eggs respond maybe to body heat or to the motion that you're making as you approach, but they all seem to sort of like rattle, sort of just gently shaking in their little shells, and you can see very small, like pinhole movements, like small little tiny fingers pressing against a balloon, where you can almost make out the impression of something moving on the inside of these egg sacs. There seem to be like potentially viable offspring in these egg sacs. hard to tell what they are for sure without touching them or getting much, much closer.
So
Okay,
it's
I'll get
possible that
close.
just getting closer is going to cause them to hatch.
Listen, I like a good fight.
As you approach them,
Draco, you want to get close?
the egg
Hell
sac
no.
nearest to you begins to split a seam from top to bottom, like from its north pole to its south pole, and hundreds of tiny orange baby scorpions flop out of it and begin.
Guys, I don't do little things. You know that. I don't do littles.
You definitely don't do littles because they eat your lunch.
Let's
They
roll
do.
initiative for the swarm of baby things.
I'm so excited about this. You're welcome, you guys.
I don't like you.
Well, you know what?
Even in the slightest.
Oh
That
no!
was
Hoppy and I switched! Draco, that
It's
was
okay.
amazing.
I'm not going to hit anyway, so.
I seriously
Wow.
can't get any lower.
My God.
He's really not fighting these stupid little things.
I said nope. I noped right out of there.
Get
Nope,
in there
nope,
and
nope.
turn more stuff to mud.
Yeah, but now I can't because I got, teammates stuck in the middle.
Yeah, we'll have to get her
You're
out.
gonna be just fine.
Hoppy, you can hear the skittering of hundreds of little, fresh, nubile exoskeletons clattering on the floor, then skittering around Renin, attempting to swarm her. What would you like to do?
Refresh my memory. When you're fighting swarms, are they easier or harder to hit? Basically, I'm wondering if I'm using Great Weapon Great Weapon Mastery or not.
Basically bashing with a stick. Blunt.
Mechanically, they're going to be easier to hit, but physical attacks like bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing attacks are half as effective.
Well, since that's all I got, okie doke. I am going to get in there, and I don't think that I need to rage. I'm just gonna get in here and start attacking on this one. You know what? I'm just gonna rage. It'll be fine. I had 2 more.
You guys gonna make all the eggs pop open? Is that what you're planning on doing?
Maybe be a cult leader. Prove your worth.
I'm assuming that hits.
It does.
Okay. And then second one.
That also hits.
Both on red. And actually, since I moved enough, I'll go ahead and do horns as well. No, I can't because I raged. That's it.
In response to the violence and the cavitation caused by Hoppy's charge, several more eggs hatch, spewing forth hosts of little tiny baby scorpions.
Sweet!
So gross, so gross.
You guys, can we retreat out of that little hole and just maybe try to get the cave to collapse and just get them all trapped in there?
Possible. They will first swarm. We'll do 2 swarms on Renin, I think, because.
Hey, Ridden, those are scorpion eggs, just so you know.
No.
That I needed to know for my own conscience, and I don't really care what you think.
Does a 20 hit?
It sure does.
You take 3 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a reflex saving throw, or excuse me, dexterity saving throw. As each of their little bites sets a portion of your garments on fire, as their mandibles seem to be alight.
I'm good. I'm okay.
Instead of 14, you take only 7 points of fire, so a total of 10 damage.
And that's my reaction attack. I'm assuming that was blue.
It was.
And Yippee! That's like the first crit I've had in a long time.
Rarity 5, say. Oh, you can't. That's dumb. I have to. It was gonna let you grapple for free, but you can't grapple a swarm. I'll give you the one on either side of it, and I'll let you either grant it to yourself or to Renan, since she's right in the thick of it with you. Your attack's going to disperse a fragment of that swarm, granting a +2 armor class bonus to either you or to Renan.
Probably Renan.
Okay. You sort of thunderclap a bunch of them all away from where Renan is standing, and it takes them a moment to reform. Green will now make an attack against Renan. Oop, that's the wrong thing. But the attack roll is right, but a 15 misses. Hoppy, I'm gonna swarm you twice. Was a 12 miss the, and a 22 hits maybe? Yeah.
It's yes.
You take 3 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Round down to 1.
Yep, round down to 1.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yes, please. You take 14 points of fire.
14 points of fire.
As each little bite hurts, but then sets something on fire, even if it's just your hair or your skin.
I got a lot of hair.
To see their effectiveness in combat. Amon, it is your turn.
Do you guys want to just fight these things, or are you going to try to run?
I will try and run, but I can't run until my turn again.
Yeah.
I'll try and run. You could always
Then
delay.
You could
Yeah,
also come in and try and pull us out.
I think I'm just going to stand through this little hallway and shoot through, just to try and give you guys some more space to get out.
Go home.
You go home.
Both are successful. Which one are you shooting?
Whichever one is closest. So purple.
Hard to shoot baby scorpions one at a time. Renan, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna dimension door
Nice.
to here.
That's screwed up. Just leaving the guy that comes in there to save you there.
Daddy.
Rude.
I'll take Hoppy with me. Can I do that with my cape?
I believe you're allowed one person. Let me double check.
Okay, I'll take Hoppy with me.
Yep, you can also bring one willing creature.
All right.
I guess
I'll take Hoppy.
I guess I'm willing.
I guess I'm
And
willing.
then that counts as my movement, right?
That's your action.
Okay. Then I will be done.
Okay. It is Sari's turn. Since I rolled initiative for her for some reason today, instead of just going on 0.
Arm.
Are we planning
Should
on
she try to knock down
disengaging-
the?
Yeah, I was going to ask, are we trying to collapse the tunnel here? And if that's the case, then am I just shooting at the rock above and hoping it doesn't kill everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, seems good.
Reckless endangerment.
Woo!
Oh,
Dang, 29?
Yeah, I'll say that collapses. It's all force damage, so that seems appropriate for like a seismic charge. It's going to bring the small tunnel down, sealing off this area. Oni, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, as you're the closest person to the collapse, and there's a chance some of that debris hits you on the noggin.
19.
It
Jeez.
doesn't. You dodge out of the way just in time and
Yay.
manage to avoid the collapse. The left wing is now hidden.
Look over at you guys. Shh. Be
Yeah.
very quiet.
Let's not go toward any more eggs. We'll just let Draco turn them into mud.
Okay. Before we get any further, we're just about out of time for today. Are we okay wrapping it up 10, 12 minutes early rather than getting into trouble I know we can't resolve in 10 minutes?
Yes.
Please.
All right. Is everybody good for next Sunday? I think somebody had something. I don't remember who, though.
I think I have something next weekend.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's gonna interfere, if I'm just gonna have to leave early. I'll let you know by Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
You know what?
Is everybody
My
else-
nephews are here and we're having a birthday barbecue. So if we do play, we'll probably have to end early.
If we've got 3 people in the end early camp, does it make sense to just plan to not play on Sunday?
Yeah, that's fine.
Works for us.
Either way.
I'll
And
just that way you guys
ahead-
don't have to sweat trying to be here on time or having to leave early. If there's fun family stuff to do, just do that, and we'll plan to play on the 6th.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And
Okay,
I
sounds
want to go give you a heads up. The 13th
I'm
and
gonna-
27th of April, I will not be available.
Mark will be up here
Okay.
for the 5th and 6th.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's going to affect my ability to play or not.